context. We are going to go into game number 2 right now, already with Stats up in a 1-0 lead. Let's see if INnoVation can come back. I think it's possible, but Stats is looking pretty good. Introducing our players over in the bottom left, in the red, winning game number 1, he is Stats. And in the upper right, in the blue, he is INnoVation.
Okay, Overgrowth is the map. This is hard for INnoVation now, having lost that game where I feel like he played really, really well. Not that Stats didn't, but definitely at least that middle engagement in the diamond / possibly rhombus area. You know, after such a strong engagement to have lost that, it's kind of tough coming into this map that's generally considered Protoss favored.
And as you can see in the upper left portion of this map, there is an expansion that is shaped like Artos' old guinea pig rhombus. But in the middle of the map, there is a base that kind of looks like Tasos' cat Fuzzum.
Oh
so,
my god.
You know, we're really dropping some knowledge
and
bombs
look at
here.
the 2 watchtowers, if you look at them on the mini map, they kind of look like the eyes of a goldfish that I used to have when I was a kid. So
that was the goldfish from the Hills Have Eyes.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, how'd you know his name was Hills? Hills
How
the
did you know I didn't
goldfish.
blind him when I bought him? So we have a quick nexus coming down here into Cybernetics Core with INnoVation now getting his barracks out. But it looks like we should be going into pretty middle-of-the-road builds. Not too greedy, not too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper expand and then it is standard Protoss expand. Nothing too crazy here. If Stats opened up on Echo with the build that he showed last time, I expect to see that again. The same type of build, you know, going into Observers, going into Blink very quickly, because a long macro game here for Protoss, it just, you're not quite as droppable. You do get spread a little bit, but there's not a lot of angles that Terran can come in from. It's either front on, the far side of your main base, or the far right of the map for Stats. And those are like, when you only have like 3 areas and one of them stupid for the Terran to come in on, that's a very good map for Protoss.
Yeah, very, very well said. It's actually funny because sometimes when you get to like really deep into meta, it's like, well, sometimes the most obvious location to run into is the best location. It's
very
like
true.
we saw people run their Reapers just up the ramp because everybody else is like over that corner getting ready to defend. It's like, well, they actually just assume that because the Reaper has to jump up hills, or it can jump up hills rather, it has to jump up hills. And it's like, no, it can use the ramp like everybody else. You know?
It totally can.
Yeah, it can.
It can put its pants on one leg at a time if you want it to.
That's right.
But, you know, as soon as I say that, Stats varies his build here, absolutely not going for what I was talking about. Instead, throwing down a Stargate. And the Stargate gets scouted by INnoVation right before the Reaper goes down. So that is extremely important. With that scouted, you're not really going to see any damage coming out of the Oracle.
Remember, guys, this is a best of 3 here. Stats is already up with 1 win. So a lot of pressure for INnoVation. He's really not allowed to make any more mistakes for the rest of this series. The Oracle is coming out now. We'll see if he does manage to pick off any workers. Of course, at this time of the game, due to the build order that Stats elected to use, you got to be careful because this Oracle could definitely be shot down. It's not the same as just rushing one right out right away. So an overextension with this Oracle could be bad news.
Yeah, if he loses the Oracle, that can be something that really wins INnoVation the game. Like, this is his only detection as well, because he has gone for that very fast third base, which is pretty common with Oracle plays, going into Phoenixes. He doesn't have a lot of ground units. The Oracle has to threaten INnoVation enough that INnoVation doesn't get too aggressive, and he needs to keep it alive. It's more important that the Oracle is alive than he kills 4 SCVs.
Yeah, it's never worth the trade.
I mean, if you can sack it for 10 or something, please do.
Oh boy.
Okay, that now.
So that's we've seen this a lot in StarCraft 2, but that's one of the best places to hide.
Yeah.
The Widow Mine is literally, because this game, even though it's top bottom,
it's
it
3D.
is 3-dimensional, so you can't physically see that even if you were looking right at it.
Yeah, you have
it's too
to
late.
turn your camera, and no one actually turns their camera while playing.
Artosis actually plays with his camera turned the entire time. He's the only
I put a
player.
piece of tape on my
That's
keyboard.
right.
I play it from a different angle altogether.
Artosis takes his favorite rock out and leaves that, and he's the only person ever to play the game at this weird angle. So he never loses that. He never loses his Oracle, but normal people do. But
yeah, I mean that's a killer right there to happen to Stats. To be honest, like as a Protoss player, if you lose your first Oracle, you're like, I should have just known there's something there. Why am I even...
Dude, it's always a bad
like,
feeling if you go in there with the Oracle and it dies, because you're like, okay, this has happened before. This is not the first time.
If INnoVation sees your Stargate and you fly in and there's no Marines in the mineral line,
Yeah, that's
do you think A,
yeah.
he's not prepared for the Stargate he just scouted? B, there is a hidden Widow mine. I would go with B most of the time.
If you're against somebody his caliber, definitely the lack of Marines there should telegraph the presence of the Widow mine. So a bit of miss there. We do have the Warp Prism coming out now with now 4 Phoenixes headed northbound over here. Looks like he's going to try to go ahead and pick off some more workers. Again, got to be careful about possible Widow mines, especially if they're right behind that refinery.
I know.
It could happen again.
Imagine he flies in to just blow up the whole stack of Phoenixes. I'm like, Stats, I don't even know, man. What are you doing?
Stats, I know this is a new version of the game, but this idea is not new, okay? You know how old that actually is, guys that are watching? Hiding things under buildings has been around forever.
Yeah.
Spider mines.
Dude,
you can
to
hide
be
an
honest,
SCV on a ramp with a barracks over it and have 1 Marine behind it. You can stop like 100 zealots, man. It's crazy.
It's truly been around since the 1300s when pirates would bury their treasure, to be honest.
Right.
So, I mean,
Before we had the printing press, when they had StarCraft tournaments, they were hiding their stuff under floating buildings.
StarCraft 1 graphics do look like they are from that time. But,
That's right.
Okay.
Definitely the Renaissance had better graphics than StarCraft 1. But we have the push coming up here right now from INnoVation, knowing that the army has been softened up. He does try to come in, well-positioned pylons coming down.
4 Widow mines, there's no way to engage that with this army. This army is like just not meant to stop what INnoVation has. He's going to have to utilize these pylons very, very well. But this warp in Tasis, oh my god.
This is really smart. INnoVation is in no position to extend his army back and save that. Already the damage is being done. We don't really see much actually out here to defend. It looks like this is going to come push to shove here. He's moving forward. He has to be careful with those Phoenixes. If those Widow mines get underneath them, everything is going to die. It does look like INnoVation has actually managed to get in here and corner these probes, but he hasn't gone for the jugular just yet.
There is nothing that Stats can do to actually engage this army.
Oh my god.
Like
he
with
doesn't know. He's
with
gonna
the
skip the
Liberators
probes.
and all? Oh god, yeah, he's
That's
just
actually,
leaving those there.
that would have been a huge
The thing is,
there.
I think he just kills him here anyways, because
you're right.
this set of units will not die to what Stats has. Stats is continuing to try to make something happen over in the other base, because it's like, it doesn't matter if he has 10 more adepts or 20 more adepts in this army, it still dies to what INnoVation has here.
The adepts have come in now, again, doing a decent amount of damage, but INnoVation's carving his way to the heart of the Protoss base. We have some more weapons coming down. Losing these 3 gateways is going to be disastrous, by the way, since Stats won't be able to reinforce his army any quicker.
Man, this has been just the most perfectly executed game by INnoVation. We've really got to give him props on how good this attack is. He's got the exact composition to destroy Adept Phoenix, and like, he's not letting up. The Stats, I feel like this game is just done.
Keep in mind, though, INnoVation's only on 19 workers to the 54 here of Stats, but yeah, INnoVation gets close enough. The Liberators and the Widow mines especially get so much equity out of these units as far as damage goes.
Yeah, look at that. The probe's coming up. The Widow mine going to clear that, and again,
that's it.
Yeah,
GG.
That army was completely unkillable for the army, for the strategy that Stats did. Like, INnoVation, the amount, look at the smile on this guy's face. He's like, this game is so easy. He has everything mapped out.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, that's a meme. Okay, that's like, you know, like
He
the
gave the mischievous cat face look.
Oh, it's like that. Those faces from Yellow and Flash. Like, that is just going to be around forever.
He's
oh
like,
my god.